Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am your sister Naomi Saif. Thank you for joining me on today's tag. Today, inshallah, I will be doing the ethnicity tag. Kind of like, inshallah, a part 2 to my mixed girl tag. So I'm going to just jump right into the questions. What is your ethnicity? My ethnicity is Puerto Rican. When was the last time you visited your country? The last time I was in Puerto Rico was in March of 2001. It's been too long. And I stayed in Juana Diaz with my family. And I went as a resident. I went with my grandmother. I went with my niece, my cousin, and my 2 older sons who were very small at the time. And inshallah, the next time I go, I want to go as a turista, as a tourist, inshallah. Name one ethnic food you love most. I love jibaritos. I love jibaritos. I love fried plantains, tostones. And name one household item that best represents your culture. I don't know if it's considered a household item, but Puerto Ricans, we are like infamous for our flags, right? There's a Puerto Rican flag everywhere, so that's almost in all the kids' room, alhamdulillah. And I don't know if this one is a household item, but a chancleta, chacla. And especially if you have the old school ones with the brown and it says Puerto Rico, yeah, that represents. And let's see, what part of the country are you from? What part of the island? So Puerto Rico, it's kind of like, it runs like east to west. And so my dad's side is from the, my dad is from the west side of Puerto Rico, mid and west. The Jayuya, Ponce, Juanadillas, that side of Puerto Rico. And then my mom's side, alhamdulillah, it's from the east. East side of Puerto Rico, which is Carolina, Bayamón, Fajardo, and even Vieques, Florida to be exact. Florida and Vieques. And can you speak the language of your ethnicity? Sí, hablo español, pero quiero hablar mejor. Quiero practicar, inshallah. So, and then I also wanted to use this tag to give an update to my my mixed girl tag that I did over a year ago. So when I did that, I had been tested with Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and African Ancestry. And at that time, I had gotten like partial results from Ancestry.com. So you make the payment, and all 3 of them do it the same way. They send you this little kit, and you literally spit into it, and you send it, ship it to a lab, and then you get an email, and your results come via email, via your accounts with those particular companies. And when I had gotten my first result with Ancestry.com, I was disappointed because it told me what I already knew. It gave me numbers and figures, but it told me that I was Spaniard and had African and I had some Native. And I was like, okay, like I already knew that, but like where in West Africa, or how much, this, that, of the Native, so, but alhamdulillah, as time went on, the results did get way more detailed. They do update, and I think as time went on, I kept getting more and more detailed. So it went from, for example, 27% African to Cameroon, Benin, and it started to go into detail, alhamdulillah. And the results for that for Ancestry.com, I'm going to run through them real quick, was so the majority is 58% European, my Spaniard side, and so 58% European, and within that 38% is Spain, and the rest is, I guess, a little bit of Great Britain and Italy/Greece, and even 1% of European Jewish. But it makes sense because of Spain, and there were Jews there, and there were Muslims, and we were all getting along. So, and then 5% Middle Eastern. 5%, that I had no idea. I had no clue. So 5% Middle Eastern, I just jumped somewhere else. Okay, so then 10% of Native American. You know, a lot of us Caribbean, especially Puerto Ricans, we like to think that we are like 60% Boricua, 60% Taino, and I don't think that we are. I mean, it would be a beautiful thing, but considering the genocide, the ethnic cleansing that went on on the island and along with the Americas in general, it's very rare, you know, if even possible, to find somebody with even 50% Native American. At least that's my opinion. I could be wrong. So, but me, I am only 10%, about 10%. And then for my African, it is about 27% West African, with the majority coming from Cameroon/Congo, Benin, Togo, and then with a little mix like 6 to 8%, whatever, from Ghana, Senegal, and I forgot the numbers, but Mali, and even some Bantu. So yeah, so I like Ancestry.com because I love history. I'm a historian. I was able to look up in the census, and it really helped me more on my dad's side because I know I have on both sides. My mom and my dad are Puerto Rican, and I was born in Chicago. My parents were born in Chicago. My grandparents came to the United States, to Chicago. And on both sides there is Spain. You know, the Spaniards were our slave masters. You know, so the Spaniards. You know, so there was slavery on the island until about 1870. I know Spain abolished slavery in Puerto Rico 8 years, I think, before America did, or after America did. I forget, but there was 400 to 500 years of slavery there as well. And so I was able to trace my dad's side to Puerto Rico, which I was surprised to learn that there was only maybe one after my grandparents, my dad's father. He was the only generation born in the island, and then his grandparents literally came from Spain. And I was able to follow the paper trail all the way to Albacete, La Mancha, Spain. So that was so cool. That was really, really cool. And then I really felt, I don't know, I felt emotional when I really got like the city, and I mean like through baptism records, and I followed it all the way to the 1700s. And subhanAllah, it was very exciting, and especially to learn that, you know, my family have roots only 3.5 hours from the Mezquita del Cordoba. So inshallah I can visit that masjid, and I imagine if my ancestors, you know, actually went and were a part of the Islamic culture and things of that nature. So I feel like I have come back. And the same for my African roots, you know. I feel that you know, we are a combination of so many ingredients, alhamdulillah. So, but real quick, also wanted to with my 23andMe results, it was kind of the same. For example, Ancestry.com said I was 58% European. 23andMe said I was 60%. So it was a little bit, you know, the numbers off, you know, but it was basically the same. 23andMe is cheaper, and I think it's the best bet if you don't want to, if you're not like me and you don't like to look through the census and stuff like that. And I think maybe $99, I forget. And then I did African Ancestry, and I should have known better because it only, for females, it's like, at least at the time when I took the test, it's limited as to what branch, and it only follows men. So it was only able to confirm my Native American. And and I do know that the majority of our African genes from my mom's side is from men, you know, alhamdulillah. So, but yeah, so again, just wanted to give an update, and also to remind us that we are all just a combination of so many things, and we, you know, we need not think that we need to limit ourselves as to who we are, or even or limit other people. You know, as a Puerto Rican, you know, I find it disheartening when people think that all Puerto Ricans are the same, that we are all the exact same, that we all, even culturally, and we're not. You know, we have lots of things in common, but, you know, I might have more African roots. The other person may not have any, you know, that person, you know, so alhamdulillah, it just goes into being an individual, loving ourselves, embracing all the ingredients that makes us who we are. And inshallah, following the commandment of Allah when He tells us in the Quran that I have made you into different tribes so that you can get to know each other. So how can we get to know each other if we don't even know ourselves, right? So thank you for joining me, and assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.